What really caused the breakup of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's marriage? They were called the most beautiful couple in Hollywood. Many admired the family fairy tale that Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt managed to create. Many children, charity, success in all areas. It lasted more than 10 years. But one day this fairy tale came to an end. In the fall of 2016, Angelina filed for divorce. This shocked fans. Years have passed since then, but the public does not calm down. The main reason for the breakup is still full of rumors and speculation. Angelina and Brad met during the filming of the film Mr. and Mrs. Smith. After that, they decided to get married. But they did not take into account their differences. Angelina felt like an outsider to those around her since childhood. This prompted her to be rebellious. In addition, she suffered from the absence of her father. She lacked a very reliable and strong man. Brad, on the other hand, from a young age, struggled with the image of a golden child from a traditional and religious family. He really wanted to prove himself in acting, which required an independent life away from his parents. It was important for him to be recognized as a strong man. Of course, they complemented each other. But the contradictions turned out to be stronger. The stars signed a marriage contract before getting married. Many of its clauses are striking in their strictness and uncompromisingness. In particular, if the spouses cheat, Brad will lose custody of their children. Angelina, constantly afraid of being abandoned, included a clause in the document that gives her the opportunity to manipulate her husband. Distrust of all men. Angelina Jolie was only a year old when her father left them, and since she was very young, she did not know about her father's betrayals and problems with her mother. Her mother constantly told the girl about this, day after day, forming a negative attitude towards men. As a result, Jolie grew up with the idea that no man could be trusted. With this idea in mind, she married Brad Pitt. It is known that Jolie and Pitt adopted 3 more children in addition to their own 3. Adoption became for Angelina a way to fill her life with a noble mission, to convince herself and those around her that she was a worthy member of society. Perhaps this is a manifestation of the consequences of her severe neuroses, depression, and suicide attempts. The initiative to adopt always came from Angelina. She saved the world as much as she could, while her husband, understanding that charity work was as necessary for her as air, took care of Angelina. Quarrels and conflicts. However, their arguments were heard by those around them, and they themselves did not hide from the public that they often could not find a common language. For example, when choosing a gift for their eldest daughter Shiloh for her birthday, they argued for a long time about what a toy string should be. Angelina emphasized that the most important thing in a gift should be safety and reliability, while Brad only wanted to buy his daughter a pink car to please her. Alcoholism. As Brad Pitt admitted, one of the factors that led to their separation was his addiction to alcohol. At one time, the actor drank every day. Realizing that this harmful habit could be the reason for his separation from his children, Pitt went to treatment for alcoholism and then spent a long time under the supervision of a qualified psychologist. The desire to destroy himself. By the way, Angelina also had many strange moments in her life. At least, let's take her desire to destroy herself, which was characteristic of her since childhood. Then she often cut herself with a knife, and as she grew up, she became interested in tattoos. Apparently, Angelina's desire for suffering has not left her yet. She receives daily reports of crimes against women in her email, and she uses this information in her charity work. Jolie often visits refugee camps, sometimes taking her children there, putting them at risk. Of course, Brad Pitt did not like all this, but he had long submitted to his wife's wishes. However, this situation could not last forever. Political career. One day, Angelina decides to develop her husband's political career. She has made no secret of the fact that she sees Brad Pitt as president in the future. However, Brad refuses to get involved in politics, which comes as a surprise to his wife. He supported Angelina in her charity work, but his wife's new idea seemed too difficult for him. He just wanted to remain an actor. Apparently, it was this disagreement that became decisive. Angelina was disappointed in her husband. He did not meet her expectations. Perhaps from that moment on, their love story was put to an end. However, all this is just speculation. Jolie herself, explaining the reason for her divorce from Pitt, cites the well-being of the children. And everyone can interpret this phrase in their own way.